Okay, welcome everybody to another edition of Lowe Notes. Turned on some music to start our day and decided to talk about it. Welcome to episode 17. And my buddy, cousin, Doug Fry. We have a show to discuss for this episode. And I would say, he lost his thing. I would say it was not in our normal repertoire of concerts and bands that Doug and I normally listen to. But I had my heartstrings pulled because this was a band near and dear to a really good friend of mine that lives back in Iowa. And his name's Doug. Not this Doug, but a different Doug. And I want him to know that I thought about him the whole time at this show because he lives and breathes Pink Floyd. And this was a tribute band called Brit Floyd, as in, good day, governor, British. Brit Floyd. So, I went, 8, 9, 10 years ago to the Civic Center in Des Moines, Iowa with Doug from Iowa to see Brit Floyd for the very first time for me. I think Doug had seen them before and got me hooked. They were amazing. They were probably the most professional, polished tribute band I've ever seen in my life. Doug?
Well, I mean, we've seen everybody, I think, who is of our age is starting to go see tribute bands of their favorite bands that may not play anymore, or even the ones that do play but don't come to town very often, right? So this was a cool opportunity. I'd seen Pink Floyd before during the Wall tour, and it was an experience. But I must admit, at the onset of this whole thing, that, I'm a drummer, and Pink Floyd is a guitar player's band. It is, and all of my guitar players I've ever had have this kind of weird, to me anyway, weird resonance with Pink Floyd at certain levels. When I was in high school, oh my gosh, this is just, and they would sit for hours listening to it. And I understand why from my time in the studio. This stuff isn't put together on some, wild weekend. This is put together so perfectly. This Precisely. Is Tom Scholz level obsession.
2.0.
Yes. And these guys did it perfectly. And it probably drove them both crazy, and that's probably why they can't get along now. But I will tell you, I always felt a little bad that I did not have them higher on my list of love bands. I always appreciated everything they did, but it wasn't anything that, oh gosh. I remember one time going to the state fair in Arizona, going to what was kind of this blow up tent and laying on the floor and listening to Pink Floyd while there was a laser show on the ceiling. Now apparently that happened in a lot of places.
In Des Moines it was the Science Center.
Yeah. So it's definitely made to be experiential.
Yes.
So this concert was made to be experiential. So when we talk about it, understand that my appreciation for it came from how technically perfect it was. Okay?
And we have some video to show you. Doug and I talked a little bit off camera about this. They played over 30 songs. And a Pink Floyd song is not, 2 minutes. It's very long. So they had an intermission. The name of the concert was The Moon, The Wall, and Beyond. So they played, I think, almost the whole album of The Wall. Then they played almost the whole album of Dark Side of the Moon. And then they played a bunch of other stuff like Wish You Were Here and
the kind of stuff they have to play.
The Momentary Lapse of Reason. I forgot the name of that album. So They covered all the bases, but it was visually spectacular. Auditorially, is that a word?
Yes.
Spectacular. And I thought about my buddy in Iowa, Doug, constantly, the whole show. I was texting him. I sent him a couple pictures. And I know he's been waiting on pins and needles for this podcast. So we want to do you proud, Doug. So without further ado, we will get rolling on Brit Floyd. Okay, so Brit Floyd started in 2011, and they kind of morphed from a band called the Australian Pink Floyd Show. And this guy named Damien Darlington played with this Australian show for many years, and then he branched off and formed his own tribute band. Over the years, they've had all sorts of professional singers, musicians that have toured with them kind of off and on. And I think it's probably legit to say that this band, Brit Floyd, has been, I don't know if you want to use the word endorsed, but has the blessing of Pink Floyd to do all their shows, because it's very, very authentic. They even have some of the, like at our show that we saw, they had a backup singer. They had 3 women backup singers, and one of them actually sang with Pink Floyd. So now she's with Brit Floyd. The saxophone player, the percussionist, was absolutely amazing, and we'll get into that. But it just kind of a history of it. They've been around for, I don't know, 14, 15 years, and they are absolutely spectacular. Okay, so the very first song of the concert was called "In the Flesh." That's Off the Wall. Then they went to Thin Ice, and then they played Another Brick in the Wall Part 1. And
Another Brick in the Wall Part 1 is basically the part of the song that people really don't get to hear if you only listen to the radio.
Right.
So it's a well-crafted song with lots of parts. But this was visually really cool. So
and there was a helicopter in the auditorium.
It flew right in and blew us away.
I was shocked. And so yeah, this part was very cool.
Yeah, and one thing I'd like to just add to this as we start getting into this song is the fact that you're not just watching a band play. Everything is synced to the lighting and the video behind. So every piece of the production was in sync. Now this is extremely hard to do.
Well, you saw the soundboard and all the video stuff.
Extremely hard to do. But as you can see, everything matches perfectly, which we'll get into the reasons why later. But this was the Wall Part 2, and it was well done.
I accidentally got tickets very close to the soundboard. He's always told me to sit by the soundboard.
Top tip. It always sounds best at the soundboard.
But they had videos and these graphs and these fancy, it was super fancy, but the light show was outstanding.
Yeah.
It was just...
So when you cut this, I'm sure you're going to put mostly this song with us talking about it in the background, because what you're seeing on there is really, really cool the way they did this. And you were almost watching a movie while the band played to it, because there was so much going on. But again, this is one of the reasons why I went to this, because I knew I would see stuff like this. This is the part everybody knows.
I know this part. Yeah, it was excellent. I just had a permanent smile on my face when they were playing this song. So, Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. So after Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, they went to A Momentary Lapse of Reason, that album, and they started playing, this first song was Yet Another Movie, and then they played Round and Around, and then Empty Spaces Off the Wall, and then one of my favorite songs off the wall is this one.
And again, another one that if you just listen to Pink Floyd on the radio, you don't hear any of this part. You only hear the hook.
Yep, right when they come in.
Right.
And this is called Young Lust, and my phone, for whatever reason, must have been me trying to film them. It was moving around a little bit, but
Well, there was so much to see too. I mean,
I wanted to zoom in,
Yeah.
but I also wanted to zoom out to see all the lights and all the
right.
visual.
This is the hook.
Oh, the guitars sounded so good. Sorry, Mr. Drummer, but
No, hey, I get it.
Yeah.
I just, from my perspective, the gravity of the band is two guitarists.
it's guitar driven. Not a triple guitar threat, though.
No.
No, not at all. So that was Young Lust, and I must say, well, let's play this little part here. Because we got the backup singers.
See, now, I don't know whether any of this video was from previous, like, Pink Floyd stuff, like videos that they did. I don't know.
I'm guessing it was.
Yeah,
but
could've been.
I don't know for sure. So after Young Lust, One of My Turns Off the Wall was played, and then we went to the album Wish You Were Here and A Little Diamond. And excellent.
And the magnitude of this song, it's so big. With all of the singers, you can see the three background
Backup
singers
singers.
there, which they were all just stellar, right? Every one of them
Spot
can
on.
blow you away.
Yeah.
I mean, and so all together, it hit you. This was a big song.
Yeah. Super awesome. Enjoyed it. You can almost close your eyes and think it was Pink Floyd.
Not almost. No, seriously. I mean, they captured a moment.
Yeah, they were very good. Okay, so that was Shine On, You Crazy Diamond. Okay, so they had a little bit of a saxophone solo in that Shine On, You Crazy Diamond. Then they played Off the Wall, Hey You, Nobody Home, and then A Momentary Lapse of Reason, they played a song called Sorrow. And then they went to an intermission. And
So,
I wasn't expecting that.
No, but I got to tell you, to me, some of these were what I'd call deep cuts, right?
Well, the first section before the intermission was definitely.
So this is how you separate the men from the boys on fandom, right? Oh yeah, maybe have I heard that song before? And so I really look at my lack of knowledge on it to say, but I've heard them all because I know I've listened to these things, but some of it just doesn't stick, right? Now
Yeah.
I will tell you the one drum song really there is really kind of Hey You at
Hey
that that.
Come on the kick drum.
So it was awesome. So and also the drums are featured, so that was a good part. And an excellent drummer, by the way. Both of them, the percussionist and the drummer, were excellent.
They were excellent.
But we're taking an intermission. They're taking an intermission.
Intermission. We're back from intermission. After intermission, they come out hot and heavy with Dark Side of the Moon. Like they played the whole album.
Slap of the bass.
He was taking it for a walk. In this case, he was slapping it.
Yeah, and with all of the sights, sounds, echo, everything going all at once, I really kind of felt like I was at a Chip Davis Christmas event. It was like, I don't know.
I don't know who Chip Davis is.
It escapes me now, but he goes around with every year and does all these Christmas songs.
Okay.
And but I gotta tell you, this was really cool because everything fit together really nicely. And again, I keep going back to the production, but again, I think that is the bread and butter of this entire thing, is the fact that they are so good in it with the lasers and how it brings it all together. It's just insane. It's almost more to take in than what you can. And they warned you at the door. They warned you,
if you're epileptic,
if you got a problem, this is not a place for you.
They were like everywhere.
Right. Mannheim Steamroller, that's who it reminds me of.
Yeah.
It was just.
How about Siberian Orchestra?
Yeah, could be.
Or whatever they're called.
Could be. But look at this. I mean, everything happening at once.
And the pig.
And the pig comes in from the Animals album. So I thought it was kind of interesting because you look at the way this thing fits together. Unfortunately, I think this show could probably go out with 3 different versions of it at the same time because it's so perfectly done. It's not centered around one guy. Now, I do know that the music director is probably key to this whole thing.
That Damien Darlington.
I'm sure there's interchangeable parts to this band, and they are so perfectly scripted down to the millimeter on this thing that you could probably have Brit Floyd playing in London at the same day it's playing in Phoenix.
Yeah, they. I know the bass player and the guitar player have been there a long time.
Well, I mean, and they're the 2 voices, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So after Speak to Me video, we have a little one called Breathe, and that's off, or Breathe in the Air, and this is off of Dark Side of the Moon. And the lasers were Fire the Giant Laser.
It was, and the lasers in this room all had to hit a certain place that wasn't in somebody's eye.
Not in your eyeballs.
And you could look, and behind us you could see they had picked a spot right in the balcony.
Yeah.
And all of this stuff was happening all around you, but it was, you almost felt like it was on back of you as well. It was really great.
It lit up the whole room. And I suppose they could do this outside, but when I saw them originally, that was in the Des Moines Civic Center, and it's just like this facility.
And can we talk about the lap steel for a second?
I don't know where that came from, but...
Well, I don't remember the lap steel being a part of the Pink Floyd instruments when I went and saw them. And I was a lap steel fan from my David Lindley days of, the Jackson Browne era. And, of course... pedal steel is really what you see in
Nashville,
in all the country artists and even Hawaiian, right? But what is interesting is they featured that a lot in their effects, and I'm wondering, is that Pink Floyd? If somebody could tell us, is that Pink Floyd or is that something they did?
There's your shot. You can comment on it if you know anything about the lap steel with Pink Floyd. All right, so Breathe in the Air, and then I think everybody's going to recognize this song.
This really got everybody going too. This was
again Dark Side of the Moon.
Late in the concert, but man, it was great.
This would have been song number like 20 or 21 out of the plus 30 plus that they played. The concert was, as we said, it was excellent. It just went on and on and on, and every song they played got better and better and better, or more popular. Maybe.
Well, and I think it's obviously structured that way from a production standpoint to keep you into the game. But I'll tell you, I think the band got more and more intense in how they were playing. The guitar player, one of the lead guitar players. You really didn't see him much. He was
He was off to the side.
Off to the side, but he had to be 7 feet tall.
He was tall. You can see him on the left on this video. He's way off to the side.
But I gotta tell you, he played that Strat like it was about that big. It was that. But
he probably had huge hands.
Yes, but he could wail, and this was a great one. And as you can see, the visuals in the background are just perfect for the song, and everybody.
You haven't said anything about the drums in here.
Well, I don't like to concentrate on the drums. As you know, it's not really that big of. No, of course it's the biggest deal. That's why people like this song.
Oh, they do? Because of the drums?
It's the drums. It's just like Phil Collins. It's just everybody knows that.
It's a sweet song. Good part. When they started singing.
Good song.
No more drums. Okay, they're still there. Just excellent. Excellent all the way around. Okay, so time was excellent. And then they go right into this Breathe in the Air, like a reprise from Dark Side of the Moon. And the visual with the prism.
I was wondering how they were going to do this, because of course they had to do something. It was I mean,
it's just like this super
and this was
bright
right
light.
over. This was right over our heads.
Yeah, went right over our noggins, and I just thought that was very neat. Wanted to show it to all our fans. Doug and I have talked about the background singers, and this is a little video on why we talked about them. Great Gig in the Sky.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I wasn't really sure I would like all this, scatting and stuff, but she was just so good, and held the audience. Everybody is kind of waiting for that next note, so it was good.
Yeah, very, very excellent. Excellent. So, Great Gig in the Sky goes right into A Little Money from Dark Side of the Moon. And again, he is taking it for a walk.
Yeah, and it was really, I remember this song very well in my high school days, and this was, we had a gentleman in our high school who did this big robot thing to this, and it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was really cool, and this was kind of neat with the way they had the turntable going, because that turntable actually played across the record. It wasn't just it moved through the entire song. It was really cool.
You can see that the stylus moved all the way across the record, and the background singers in this were excellent as well. All right, so Money was excellent, and then they go into Us and Them, and I really like this song. I like the chorus. I like the background vocals. They have a saxophone in it, which I can take or leave, but man, that lady that played the saxophone was spot on.
She started out at the beginning playing the soprano sax, then moved to the not the baritone, but she did play the baritone at one point, but tenor, and then finished off with an alto sax at the end, so it was great.
Again, they just really, I don't know, they just were so good and excellent and professional.
Did you ever did you, like me, you kind of lose yourself in the fact that you're not watching Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Which is,
you just kind of get immersed in it.
That's a win on their part, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're trying to do.
That's exactly what they want. Okay, so we're still staying with The Dark Side of the Moon, and this is called Brain Damage. Brain Damage.
I got to interrupt you. So, kudos to them. In the background, they have a bunch of politicians, and they didn't leave anybody out, and they didn't focus on any particular one. But
they made fun of them.
All the stupid stuff that has happened to all of them. But they didn't leave anybody in too much, and they didn't leave anybody out, which is really kind of good for them.
I would say it was tastefully done. They even had the shoe being thrown at, I think, Bush at one of those press conferences. But yeah, Margaret Thatcher, to Joe Biden, to everybody. They were all in there, and they didn't miss anybody.
No, it was good.
That's a good.
Good for them, because the fans in that room weren't monolithic.
Yeah, well, they're not there to get political. Right. It's not a Bruce Springsteen show. So, yeah, everybody was represented, very well represented. So that's called Brain Damage, and excellent portrayal of that song. So after Brain Damage, we go into a very recognizable song that made me very happy.
Yeah, and I always say that if you have somebody who doesn't really know Pink Floyd, but this is it. I mean, this is a great song. It was they really nailed the guitar's sounds on this one. But this is the one that maybe that girlfriend who never really ever paid attention would probably know this song.
And she'd say, "Oh, this is Pink Floyd?"
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's Brit Floyd. But yeah, and you were talking about the lights.
Yeah, this is one of I think this was a miss on their part, because as we were talking about the fact that there's no ISO in the room, meaning there's no video of them at all. Like in concerts you go to where the big video screens are on each side. That didn't not in this. It's not part of their deal. They want you to watch their presentation. And
I think also
this
that
was
would have
very
taken
distracting, and I wanted to see the guitar player.
that light behind him.
Yeah.
My thing was, I think if they would have had the videos on the side, that would have brightened up the room, which would have detracted from
That's probably it.
all their lasers and lasers. Sounds just like David Gilmour.
No, it was. I would say, if, they hit every single mark in every one of these songs, but that is so recognizable, and you can't screw it up, and they did it really well.
So the probably most recognizable part of the song is this verse.
If you notice in the background. Yeah, I think everybody knows that lyric.
Yeah.
If you'll notice in the background, this is the one time where they actually have the Pink Floyd members on video and actually highlighting them. And obviously with the "Wish You Were Here" makes sense.
The Mates.
The Mates, yes.
So yeah, that was awesome to see. Okay, so "Wish You Were Here." Absolutely excellent, and I thought it, like I said, very cool that the bandmates were shown.
And then this next one, everybody's whispering, when are they going to play this? When are they going to play? Hey, when are they going to play this? And then it comes, and Tom and I both key off the same thing. The dynamics of this song are like really nice ride, and then it just blows you away, and this is it right here.
This guitar solo, it's, I think at one point, or Rolling Stone, it might be the most iconic guitar solo of all time.
Might be.
David Gilmour. And I was so bummed. Again, the light behind this dude kind of took away, in my opinion, from me being able to enjoy that, or everybody being able to enjoy it, because I know they wanted a light on him, but they should have had a light in front of him.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of spots on the front. They didn't really have that. But maybe that's a Pink Floyd thing that I don't really understand. I don't remember it that way.
Well, this is about when my acid trip kicked in. And then they had this, the colors up behind him, and I really enjoyed that. But yeah, this is my favorite part of the show, because I just love this guitar solo.
Yeah, I really hope that people, don't just think about like just these popular songs, when they think about Pink Floyd. But man, these really made an impression on people when they were, and still making an impression on people. Yeah, because that guitar solo, as you said, it's nothing like it.
It's the best. Okay, so after I had a lot of excitement during that guitar solo, we went on to the encore, or I don't even think it was an encore. It was just the last song of the show, and it was From the Wall, and it's Run Like Hell. And the lasers were absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, this was a visual experience that you don't forget. And I think as Tom runs through these videos, you'll see how expansive it was in the room. Tom brought back or pulled back on the video, and the room was lit up, and people look at how many phones are on. Look how many phones are recording this, because it really is a visual experience. You almost don't even see the band members, but the effects on the guitars were perfect, and they really light this up.
They just had massive amounts of echo and reverb, and it was spectacular. So we'll move on to the next little part of this, and again now different colors of lasers, and this Damien is just up there just playing that black Strat like he owns it.
But the thing of it is every note here is on purpose. This is exactly like the original, which was done probably in a studio, and
with tons of pedals and effects.
Which was probably done. A lot of it was made up at the time it was recorded.
Big 2-inch tape.
That's right. 24 tracks.
24 tracks. Yeah. They have a little bit of drums here, Doug.
Well, it had to bring it in, to thicken it up.
Yeah, this was very cool.
And believe it or not, there were some of our older guests starting to leave at this point, going, "I'm going to beat the crowd out, beat the crowd." And they missed something. They missed something really good when they did this. So.
Yeah, I like the wall, the bricks going back and forth. I thought that was very cool. And then, my girls up there singing, backup singers. And this is the final video of the night, the very end of Run Like Hell. And again, I pull back to see these spectacular lasers. I don't know what was up on the screen, but I've seen a lot of finger painting in kindergarten that looks like that. But
your heart is racing at this point. It is loud in there too. This was a concert where
it wasn't killer loud.
I think it got the dynamics in there were really, really good, and of course the sound system was probably as expensive as the light system. But I got to tell you, I really appreciated how well it was mixed. I appreciated how well it was performed. But I think what we saw there wasn't a average tribute band that goes out and tries to say, okay, we've got a guy who kind of looks like Prince, so we're going to do this. We have a guy who can kind of talk like, Mick Jagger. So, and we got 4 guys that have their hair cut like the Beatles. This isn't like that at all. This is right down to the letter, and it's about the music and the visual experience, but none of the guys are pretending to be anybody.
Right.
They are playing it totally straight. And to that end, I loved the production. Like Damien, hats off to the musical director. He didn't come out and say, "Hi, I'm Damien. I'm playing so and so in the band." It's not like that at all.
I am David Gilmour.
But they did do some production. They did a few times when they came out in costume with the doctor and
the lab coat.
The lab coat. So they tried to make it kind of fun and so forth. So all in all, I'm giving the experience that I didn't expect. I'm giving the experience a thumbs up, and hats off to Iowa Doug from Arizona Doug. That thanks to you, I got to go to this concert. Standing in,
he was the stand-in for Doug.
And I got to tell you, thank you to Iowa Doug, because it was a great time. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Tom.
Yep. Well, I'm really glad you got to go, and I love going to concerts with this Doug as well. But I really am happy that I got to see them again, and it really made me think of Doug in Iowa. And this one goes out to you, Doug, because Pink Floyd is in your blood, and I'm really, really glad that we got to go experience it for you. So,
and next year, the album Animals album turns 50.
Oh yeah,
and they're coming back. And
who knows?
Do we have it in us? Because this was exhilarating and exhausting.
Yeah.
At the end of it,
30 plus songs.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah. So that's it for another Lowe Notes. Remember, every melody is a memory, and we are so happy that you joined us. Not this Doug, but I am going to a show this weekend in beautiful Las Vegas, and I'll tease that, and I'm not going to tell you who we're going to go see, but I'll be back to report on that, and it's will be a great time. So thanks, Doug, for joining me. As I said, Lowe Notes episode 17 is over and out, and we'd like everybody to rock on.